Hi everyone, it's Deepa here, speaking to you from New Zealand. If you haven't seen any of my videos previously, then I'll just briefly go over my setting here. The layout you see here is one I built mostly during the lockdown of 2020, and it is reasonably substantial in that it goes about 8.4 meters. I think right to the end is 8.5 meters. Across that way about 5.5 meters, and then there's my hot water cylinder there, which is what restricted my my ability to construct any further over this side, and then this way and back to the beginning. The inner track is Tri-ang Super 4, and the outer two tracks are Pico, a mixture of Pico and Hornby track, and that's mostly nickel silver, I think. I've got a wide variety of rolling stock, including all sorts of items that I've just got scattered around the layout, which I really should tidy up at some stage, but anyway, there it is for now. I've now got a runoff area at the end of the layout here after the flying mallard episode. So now if anything comes off down if it comes down that long straight at speed and is unable to take that curve there, they will land on ironically, the mallard's box insert, or an intercity express set box. So at least that makes me feel a bit better at the end of the long straight. There are numerous other bits and pieces which you can see scattered around, and I'm afraid this place is in a slightly shambolic state because I've been doing some renovations at home. There are going to be some insulation things put in up here in the attic, so a whole lot of things have had to be moved around. However, as a result of that, I did find my 1972 Tri-ang Hornby Coronation loco. I'll just move this suburban unit out of the way. And that is virtually unused. In fact, I bought it about 25-30 years ago, and I don't recall having ever run it. So I've serviced it today and made various adjustments and checked that it's working fine, and it is. So I thought I'd give that a run today with some maroon coaches. They're British Rail ones, to be fair. I've also got my blue Coronation, which some of you have seen before, and that's a Tri-ang Hornby model as well. And the coaches going with that today, the Hornby ones. In actual fact, I don't think Tri-ang made them at that time. And also my electrical multiple unit, the Hornby Dublo model, that came out in about 1961, I think, or 62. And I might just run that first, and you can see how smooth these things work. It's going to go up a fairly steep climb here, and it's actually the turn at the top that tends to be the test of the power of any motor, because there's quite a bit of resistance there. That's got around fine without having too much power applied, and they tend to speed down that incline. And then come on to the long straight. It's not quite as long on that inner track, but still probably a good 8-point-something meters, I guess. I'm trying to run the suburban unit at a bit of a scale speed, I suppose. Not 100% sure how fast they actually went in real life. I do recall going on them in my childhood in London back in the 1960s and early 70s. I don't remember how fast they went, so that's the speed for today. And that seems to be running fine. It wasn't running fine earlier, and in fact derailed several times, which I discovered to be because the traction tyres were old and were wobbling. So I've managed to replace those just before and gave the loco a light oiling at the same time. So that's the tricky bit just there. It's got round fine. So if we ignore that for the moment, I'll come over to one of the Coronations and we'll start that, maybe the blue one, just here. And that loco I've had for quite some time, and it's run quite well over the years. That's also been serviced this morning with a bit of light oiling and some wheel cleaning. So that should run pretty well, although earlier on when I test ran it, some of the coaches detached themselves mysteriously, so not sure what that was about. Hasn't done it since, but I might just keep an eye on that. So that's gone off down to the other end of the layout. Suburban unit's just coming around here. So once that's gone, I'll power up the maroon Coronation. I'm just using a traditional old Tri-ang transformer, which tends to produce plenty of power for these older locos. Bit of wheel spin there, even though that loco's got magnet adhesion and that's steel track. So I thought that was quite intriguing. It's got a bit of slip there as well. Those Tri-ang coaches, of course, are quite heavy and have quite a bit of resistance. The blue Coronation loco definitely runs better than the maroon one, which really hasn't had much running at all. So I think you'll find that one will be faster than the other. After the mallard episode, I'm going to watch my speed, obviously. Thought has just occurred to me that I think I could speed these things up a little bit because they seem to be running fairly stably on the loco layout at the moment. So let's give them a bit more speed. I might leave the Suburban unit as it is and just increase the blue Coronation for a start. And next, the maroon Coronation. Now this may be asking for all sorts of trouble, but since that's on one of the inside tracks, I'll let it go and see what happens. And the video is not sped up, by the way. That is actually how fast it's going, and it's making me a bit nervous, to be honest with you, so I might slow it down a bit. Here comes the blue Coronation. My next question is whether it'll catch up to the maroon somewhere along the way. I'm not quite sure how their speeds are comparing at the moment. For those of you who are wondering what on earth's going on in relation to trains running quickly, I do believe that I'm still largely my childhood self when it comes to trains at high speed. And so if there's a race to be had, I'm quite enthusiastic about that. think it looks like the blue Coronation and the maroon are both actually running probably at similar speeds. That one might be slightly faster. There's the maroon one over there. But it's a fairly large layout, so I'm not sure who will catch who. So I might just leave this recording and you can just observe the process. I was going to say you can observe the process until something goes wrong, which I think I've just seen happen. Wow, he's taken off like a shot. I don't know if you saw that, but there was a derailment there, which, oh dear, actually it looks like the suburban unit's coaches have detached over there. The suburban unit's still here. The blue Coronation is unimpaired, but something which I presume possibly was a collision with the suburban unit, I'm not sure. Something happened which has knocked the coaches out of line. The loco took off down that way, but I have managed to stop it before it got to the curves, and it has got magnet adhesion, so hopefully that wouldn't have come off track too easily. But as you can see, there's a fairly good runoff area there. I think this tells me that my excursions into great speed with these locomotives might have to be curtailed somewhat, so I might just regroup and have another try at another stage. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed seeing the results of that little excursion, and that you can also see the perils of high speed and the use of old trains in general, I think. If you have any suggestions for other things to run on the layout, as you can see there are a number of items there, and there are boxes and boxes of trains all over the place here, so I'd be glad to give some of the others a run. I do have some New Zealand made or New Zealand outline type of trains as well, so let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think about these locomotives in general, if you have any thoughts. It's also the case that I am ordering some new Hornby items, and I'm waiting for those to arrive, so once they do, hopefully not too distant future, I'll have a review of those as well. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye for now.